Something incredible is happening inside a quiet building in California, and almost nobody outside knows about it yet. Walk through these doors and you step into the birthplace of a vehicle unlike anything else on the road today. This isn't a typical car factory with rows of identical sedans rolling off predictable lines every minute. This is where a three-wheeled, solar-powered machine takes shape from raw metal into something that barely feels real. Every station here tells a piece of the story, and every piece matters more than you'd expect. We start at the very beginning, standing over a bare chassis stripped down to its skeleton. Nothing has been added yet, just the raw frame waiting for its first major component to arrive. This is where the whole build truly begins, before any of the magic gets layered on top. A motor subassembly rises up from below and locks directly into place beneath the frame. That single unit does more than power the vehicle forward down the road. It also holds the lower control arms, becoming the backbone for everything the suspension relies on. Look closely, and you'll notice every part here is cast or machined from aluminum. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is oversized. Every gram has been fought for and justified. Engineers spent countless hours lightening this frame without sacrificing the strength it desperately needs. The control arms themselves look less like standard car parts and more like wings. They're beefy where strength matters, yet sculpted in ways that hint at aerodynamics. Building a suspension system that performs well while staying slippery through the air is brutally difficult. Most vehicles let springs hang exposed outside the body, disrupting airflow and adding drag. Here, engineers found a way to mount the spring almost vertically, tucked inside the body. That single decision quietly represents years of trial, error, and relentless refinement behind the scenes. Once the motor is seated, the battery pack comes next in the sequence. At that point, two separate assembly lines begin converging toward one shared destination together. There's a chassis line building the mechanical guts, and a body line shaping the exterior. Eventually, those two paths intersect, merging into a single, complete vehicle ready for the road. Before that happens, though, the body panels exist as individual pieces waiting patiently on shelves. Walking past them feels like opening a massive model airplane kit built at full scale. Each panel sits separately, uncombined, waiting for its turn to be bonded into something whole. One of those pieces is the hood panel, destined later to carry solar cells. Pick it up, and the weight genuinely surprises you, feeling closer to 5 pounds total. Even the heaviest single body panel on this vehicle weighs only around 60 pounds. That's remarkably light for automotive body panels, which are usually far heavier than people assume. These lightweight components arrive through a carefully managed supply chain built specifically for this project. From there, they move on to a jig where they finally get bonded together. That's the moment loose parts stop looking like pieces and start resembling an actual vehicle. You might expect molding machines scattered around this facility, but you won't find many. Most of these panels are actually molded overseas in Italy by a specialized manufacturer. That company uses an enormous 6,000-ton press to shape each individual component precisely. Once molded, the parts ship across the ocean packed together like oversized Lego pieces. At one point, the plan involved bonding everything together in Italy as one piece. The idea was to ship a single completed body directly from Italy to America. Instead, the process shifted, with final bonding now happening right here in the United States. That change makes shipping dramatically simpler, since individual panels pack far more efficiently than assemblies. It also creates additional manufacturing jobs domestically, strengthening the local supply chain in the process. Once all these components arrive together, engineers refer to this stage using a specific name. In traditional automotive manufacturing, this phase is typically called body and white construction. Here, though, carbon fiber plays such a significant role that the name changes slightly. This facility calls it body and carbon, reflecting the materials actually being used. At this particular station, workers bond together every major structural component into one unit. There are roughly 6 key structural pieces involved, along with numerous smaller supporting brackets. Technicians start with individual sheets of fiberglass and carbon fiber laid out separately. Slowly, methodically, those separate pieces become a single, fully completed body structure altogether. Look around this station, and you'll notice a clear color pattern among the materials. Every black component you see is forged carbon fiber, engineered for maximum structural strength. Every white component, meanwhile, is fiberglass, chosen specifically for different performance and repair characteristics. Large clamps hold everything firmly in place while the bonding agent slowly cures completely. This locking mechanism ensures the bond forms perfectly and consistently, every single time without exception. For a lower volume vehicle like this one, that repeatable process makes enormous practical sense. One particularly large piece of fiberglass extends surprisingly far forward along the vehicle's front section. Even though it looks substantial, it's still far smaller than one giant unified pod. Breaking the body into multiple bonded sections rather than one massive piece offers real advantages. All the side panels, for instance, are constructed entirely from fiberglass material specifically chosen. Fiberglass happens to be remarkably easy to repair after minor damage or impacts occur. It's also surprisingly strong, similar to the fiberglass used in small boat hulls. Picture patching a small hole in a boat using fiberglass cloth and epoxy resin. That same basic repair principle applies directly to damaged fiberglass panels on this vehicle. Imagine someone parking too close and denting a panel roughly the size of a bumper. Even then, the entire vehicle isn't totaled just because of that localized cosmetic damage. In most cases, that specific fiberglass section can be repaired rather than fully replaced. A catastrophic collision might destroy some carbon fiber components, but those absorb serious impact energy. In that scenario, the carbon structure has already done its job protecting the occupants. But for smaller, everyday mishaps like a dented fender, repairs stay refreshingly simple and affordable. Many potential owners worry that minor damage might total an entire specialized vehicle unnecessarily. Here, smaller components like wheel pants are inexpensive and straightforward to replace individually. There are also protective bumpers positioned along the rear fin of the vehicle body. So accidentally backing into something shouldn't compromise the entire vehicle's structural integrity whatsoever. The next station on this tour looks like something pulled straight from a shipyard. Massive equipment surrounds vehicles here, resembling heavy industrial machinery more than typical automotive assembly tools. Workers call this the marriage station, and the name fits perfectly once you understand it. The same bonding agent used earlier on the body gets applied to the chassis now. A hoist lifts the completed body structure carefully into position above the waiting chassis below. The chassis, already carrying its battery pack, gets lowered slowly into the body structure. Once joined, these two major assemblies become permanently bonded together for the vehicle's entire lifespan. Interestingly, the main wiring harness is already fully installed by this point in assembly. Only a handful of connections need completing once the chassis and body finally meet. Beyond those few connections, the complete wire harness sits ready and waiting for activation. This includes everything except the high-voltage harness, which connects separately to the motor. Most of this particular wiring handles lower-voltage systems like exterior and interior lighting. Connectors here feed the low-voltage power distribution unit, essentially the vehicle's central nervous system. There's also a compact control module often described informally as the brain of the vehicle. From there, wiring branches outward toward various point-of-use controllers throughout the vehicle. Now picture a second vehicle further along in the process, already showing genuine color. This particular unit has already been wrapped before receiving its windows and windshield glass. Throughout testing and validation, engineers discovered that wrapping certain panels earlier produces better results. Wrapping before installing glass allows the material to tuck cleanly beneath window edges. That small sequencing change helps the wrap last significantly longer under real-world conditions. Standing back and studying the finish reveals something genuinely fascinating about the wrap's reflective quality. Because the body's contour follows such a specific shape, reflections reveal surface consistency beautifully. You can actually see how smooth and even the underlying curves truly are. There aren't any visible bumps or imperfections disrupting that clean, continuous reflective surface. Technicians have also learned small tricks throughout this process to improve the finished appearance. Some panels start out completely white before receiving their exterior wrap material later. Workers apply a subtle black treatment along the seams before wrapping those specific areas. That step ensures no distracting white lines peek through once the wrap is applied. Everything glossy you see has been professionally wrapped using specialized automotive wrap material. Certain matte black sections, however, aren't wrapped at all, but rather primer-coated directly. That primer simply hides white seams that would otherwise remain visible beneath the wrap. Once the wrap goes on top, everything blends together into one seamless, cohesive appearance. Wrapping also offers a major practical advantage over traditional paint for future maintenance needs. If damage occurs, the wrap can be removed and replaced relatively easily and affordably. Right now, every single vehicle rolling off this line includes some form of color. 3 primary launch colors exist currently, distinguishing early production vehicles from one another visually. These colors go by evocative names representing black, white, and metallic silver finishes respectively. The first 2 vehicles off the line happen to be finished in silver. Future vehicles will alternate between different colors, creating variety across the growing production fleet. Eventually, buyers should expect to see a genuine multitude of colors driving around publicly. Interestingly, one surface on this vehicle stands out as a personal favorite among engineers. It isn't the wrap or the paint that earns that particular distinction here. Instead, it's the solar panels themselves, seamlessly integrated across multiple exterior body surfaces. That solar integration represents one of the most distinctive features setting this vehicle apart. Moving further down the line, we reach Station 11 out of 13 total stations. At this point, the vehicle sits remarkably close to full completion and final testing. Fast forward several weeks from this exact moment during original filming of this tour. That same vehicle now sits parked publicly at a popular weekend car gathering event. It's fully built, fully operational, and actively driving under its own power on roads. Seeing it move independently after watching raw components assemble feels genuinely rewarding and exciting. Back on the factory floor, though, the vehicle still needs several final finishing touches. At this stage, technicians install the cowl section along with remaining glass components. The windshield, solar roof panel, and solar rear hatch are already properly installed here. Interior elements begin appearing next, including carpeting and various tie-down attachment points. These details prepare the cabin for final lighting installation and remaining interior trim pieces. Seats get installed near the very end, marking one of the final major steps. By this point, engineers have already tested the vehicle extensively through various electronic diagnostic checks. They've spun the motor, verified core electrical systems, and confirmed everything functions as expected. The vehicle even received a proper vehicle identification number, officially marking it road-ready. Many components installed right now represent first articles, meaning early production test versions. That's exactly why certain assembly stations currently take longer than they eventually will. Engineers use this time to test fit, refine tolerances, and gather supplier feedback. Once those adjustments settle, later stations should move considerably faster through continued process optimization. Watching the windshield finally installed transforms the vehicle's appearance in a surprisingly dramatic way. Suddenly, something that looked skeletal starts resembling a sleek, aerodynamic aircraft rather than a car. Engineers have already identified improvements for future builds based on lessons learned here. Moving forward, vehicles will likely receive their exterior wrap earlier in the assembly sequence. That adjustment came directly from feedback provided by experienced wrap installation technicians on site. Learning and adapting throughout production seems to be a constant, ongoing theme here. Down near the vehicle's front section, 2 separate radiators handle critical cooling system duties. Packaging constraints required splitting cooling needs into 2 distinct units rather than one. One radiator sits positioned on the left side, the other mirrored on the right. Together, they share responsibility for both cooling and heating the vehicle as needed. There's genuinely a lot happening inside this compact front compartment, despite its unusual, streamlined shape. Naturally, there isn't traditional storage space up front like a conventional front trunk area. Even without all these components, the unique body shape wouldn't easily accommodate much storage. Nearly every essential electrical component gets packaged tightly into this same forward compartment area. That includes the onboard charger, mounted directly above several other critical electronic systems nearby. Just below sits the vehicle's main control module, often described as its central brain. A surprisingly small lithium phosphate 12-volt battery handles essential low-voltage electrical functions. Its compact size stands in stark contrast to bulkier batteries found in typical vehicles. Nearby sits the low-voltage power distribution unit, housing easily accessible replaceable fuses inside. If any electrical issue ever arises, checking those fuses becomes a straightforward diagnostic process. Even the vehicle's horn gets tucked neatly into this same crowded front compartment. People frequently ask about front trunk storage given this vehicle's unusual overall shape. Realistically, though, this uniquely designed vehicle requires packing essential components tightly into available space. Every electric vehicle owner eventually wonders about routine maintenance requirements and access points. Surprisingly, windshield washer fluid gets refilled through an access panel located inside the door. That's not where most people would initially expect to find that particular maintenance point. A separate compartment exists specifically for coolant related to battery and drivetrain cooling loops. Realistically, though, owners should rarely, if ever, need to access that particular section directly. One accessible maintenance item most owners will actually interact with is the cabin air filter. Thankfully, that particular component remains conveniently reachable without requiring extensive disassembly or special tools. Charging capability represents another frequently asked question among prospective electric vehicle owners considering this model. Standard Level 2 charging currently supports a rate of 6.6 kilowatts. Engineers are actively developing software supporting DC fast charging capability for future release timelines. Exact fast charging specifications haven't been finalized yet, though development continues moving steadily forward. Some might initially assume 6.6 kilowatts sounds relatively slow compared to other vehicles. After all, plenty of electric vehicles advertise charging rates around 11 or 19 kilowatts. However, this vehicle's battery pack holds a comparatively modest 44 kilowatt-hour capacity. Because of superior efficiency measured in miles per kilowatt-hour, 6 effectively performs much better. In practical terms, that 6 kilowatt rate behaves more like 12 on a typical vehicle. That efficiency advantage means charging speed matters less than raw kilowatt numbers might initially suggest. There's genuinely a lot happening across this entire facility, station by station, day by day. From bare aluminum chassis to fully wrapped solar-equipped vehicles driving publicly, the transformation feels remarkable. Every station represents countless engineering decisions, tested repeatedly, refined constantly, and improved with each build. Soon, more of these vehicles will appear regularly on public roads across various communities. Watching one drive independently after seeing it assembled piece by piece delivers a genuinely satisfying payoff. This factory represents more than manufacturing. It represents a completely different approach to building vehicles. Every lightweight panel, every carefully routed wire, and every bonded structural piece serves a clear purpose. That purpose centers on building something efficient, repairable, distinctive, and genuinely different from typical vehicles. As production continues scaling and processes keep improving, expect these vehicles to appear more frequently. What started as bare aluminum on a factory floor eventually becomes a vehicle turning heads publicly. That journey, from raw components to a fully finished driving vehicle, remains genuinely compelling to witness.